Getting ready for a new week, last week of the year, and then a new year. Want to go to the latest portfolio calculator results. We had some equity peaks at the end of the week last week on Thursday, the last day of trading week on December 23rd. Many of our portfolios hit equity peaks. The latest 500K portfolio made a nice rebound, up 43K on the month. And you can see it had this drawdown down here in the 20K range. Good entry point to buy that drawdown. And let's look at the other portfolios. All Strategy Access, short list 51. We haven't changed this one in over a year. And it's in a $9,000 drawdown, up 91K on the year. Let's see how the drawdown curve did. Extra volatility, new worst case drawdown this year. You have to be able to buffer those by waiting for a drawdown. All Strategy Access 51 plus 7 new. We created this about a year ago. It's at equity peaks, up 169K on the year. It did make a larger drawdown this year with the extra volatility. So you have to be able to buffer those and manage those drawdowns and sit through those drawdowns using good money management, patience, starting on a drawdown. And then we had the stock index portfolio. Brand new equity peaks on Friday, up 129K a year, up 28K on the month. And it was up. It made a worst case drawdown back in February. We started this one. This is through July. We only made one change in July based on a session template, and it's up. So it wasn't a major change. It did make a worst case drawdown in February, but it's held since then, and it's really been one of the stronger portfolios this year as far as managing the extra volatility. Just focusing on the stock index has been our strength on the year. So something you can consider. I like the diversity of multi-markets, but stock index portfolio, there's lots of diversity methodology, and we trade the ES and NASDAQ minis in this portfolio. You could trade with the micros as well. And let's look at 200K portfolio 2021, released in November, came close to a new equity peak, minus 1222.50 from the equity peak, up 27K on the month. And we are about 4K from equity peaks in real money trading. If you've been following us, you know that we had equity peaks in July, and then we've kind of had this challenging time period where we've been rolling this portfolio, adjusting it, making adjustments, and going through worst case drawdowns and managing that. And so we are about 4K from where we were in July. So it's been a nice trading year, and you have to look back at the other portfolios to see the transitions. For example, there's a list in the old portfolios. We went through several transitions in here: September, October, November, and here is where we are. And if you look at these, I also want to address 2022. What are we going to trade in 2022? I don't plan on making any changes yet. I have some new strategies I may release. It takes a lot of time to do some of this stuff. I am happy with where we are right now. If you don't like the way the 200K portfolio is trading, it's typically the commodity markets, and you could back off and just trade the stock indexes or the stock index portfolio. But if you look at the first quarter in most of these portfolios, that has the strength. The last 2 years we have struggled in the second half of the year. Pandemic years have been challenging. But if you look at Q1, really strong numbers. There's a few losing months in, say, the stock index portfolio and this current 200K portfolio. In most portfolios, if you just look at most portfolios look really strong in Q1. Like, for example, if you look back since 2014, the first 3 months of the year, there's only one losing month historically in the last 7 years. So very strong Q1 in 2017. That's a very low volatile year. But it was up 28K in 2017. 2018 had some volatility, up 104K the first 3 months. 2019, 55K. It was kind of a low volatility year. Then 2020, crazy. We've adjusted these to manage pandemic type trading, up 123, up 69 in 2021. So I'm looking forward to Q1. This is what we're going to trade. This is what we're going to stick with. If you look at the first, half of the year is stronger. If you go back and you look at some of these older portfolios, you see they've struggled in the second half of the year. 2020 and 2021, we struggled in the second half of the year. The strength was at the beginning of the year, And so happy to be back near equity peaks though in the current model, and near equity peaks in real trading as well. So we're going to carry that forward. We're going to continue to look for better ways to do this, and any curveballs the market throws at us, and to make those adjustments. But if you've endured this, you want to take a close look at how strong Q1 is and get ready to trade that starting in a week from today. Actually, today is Sunday, December the 26th. It's around noon. The markets will open at 5 p.m. And in a week from now, we'll be looking at starting the New Year's trade at 5 p.m. on Sunday, January the 2nd. And so you want to be prepared. You want to get ready this week to trade that. You want to get your strategies together. You want to get your setups, and psychologically you need to prepare for it as well. And so these are the portfolios. These are some of the older portfolios. This is one that we transitioned from. It's at equity peaks. It's up 32K on the month. It had let's see, only a 25K drawdown. And then this one, we really struggle with this one, but it's at equity peaks now. Once again, the extra volatility this year. Gold has really struggled some of the crude oil strategies lately, but it's up 30. It's had a strong run since we stopped trading it, but we wanted to get out of something that had this much of a drawdown, and so gold really caused that. So gold has calmed down a little bit, and we'll see going forward, and always looking for better ways to trade these. But even if you would have held through those drawdowns or started on a worst case drawdown and held through, you could weather these and get back to equity peaks. A 50K portfolio, let's take a look at that. It is in a $3,800 drawdown, and it's typically been one of our stronger portfolios. Last 2 months, it's kind of sideways. Haven't really made any progress the last 2 months. Kind of similar to the last 2 years. The last 3 years, this portfolio hasn't really done that much in November and December. So, and in last January, it was down, but typically, since 2017, January through March, Q1 has only had 2 losing months, and so I'm looking forward to all these portfolios. Let's look at the micros now. The micro portfolio aggressive is a huge month, 6,044. I think this trades some of the VSDs. It's at a brand new equity peak, and you see the extra volatility it's had this year. And in hindsight, it never looks as bad as it feels when you're going through it. But you know how it is when you're going through it. It seems like it's longer and steeper than it is. And so taking a look at the brand new equity peaks in the conservative, or not brand new equity peaks, but almost at equity peaks, $135 away, up 1569.50 on the month. So really cyclical conservative equity curve. This is very boring. If you trade one micro, you're not going to make a lot of money trading one micro. We're taking 1/10 of the results of the E-minis and regular futures contracts, and so your results might be less than that. For example, if we were trading the E-minis and regular futures contracts, this would be 100,000, and so we took 1/10 of that. So on the year, it would be up 10,000, but there could be some differences, and it might be less than that. It might even be as low as 6,500 or 7,000 with the extra slippage and commission. And it might be, sometimes the signals are different. So micros, if you're just trading 22 strategies on one micro with a $10,000 account, and you were to get $6,000 or $7,000 on the year, actually pretty good results. So it's boring though. You're not gonna you're not gonna live on that, but it's a good way to learn how to trade, is to trade the micros and to trade small, or to trade in sim mode, which I encourage you to do if you haven't traded yet. So once again, this has been posted to the portfolio calculator page, and encourage you to take a look at the setups, figure out what you want to trade this week for 2022, keeping in mind that Q1 is extremely strong, and this 500K portfolio has had only one losing month since 2010 in our models, and that was in February of 2019. And so getting ready to start the last week of the year here in about 5 hours. It's around 12:30 Central Standard Time here in Dallas. Hope everyone had a good Christmas holidays, ready to get started with trading in the coming week, in the last trading week of the year in 2022.
Hey, David Bean here. Welcome to Capstone Trading Systems YouTube page. Be sure to subscribe to join our community of algorithmic traders. We are real money traders. We share our winning streaks, we share our losing streaks, as well as market updates, strategies, and coding tips.